Afternoon, guys. If we can ask you to raise hands using the raise hand icon, if you can do that in advance, and it helps us to get rid of the lag between questions. We'll set an embargo partway through for 10:30 this evening. Ben, if we can start with you, please, mate.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Pep. I don't think you've been asked yet. On Saturday, Leeds United were promoted as champions. I know you've spoken before about your admiration for Marcelo Bielsa. I just wondered if you'd like to give your thoughts on that achievement and Leeds being back in the Premier League.
Well, congratulations not just to Marcelo Bielsa. All Leeds United is an historic team. After, I think, 16 years, come back. And will be good to go to play in his stadium, to play against them. And an exceptional job. It was not easy mentally for the club after exceptional last season. At the end, could not be promoted to the Premier League. They did it 1 year later. So it means how consistent they were and how difficult it is to win the championship and go to the Premier League. So big congratulations.
You now know what your schedule is going to be like. 2 Premier League games this week. Then you've got that break for maybe 11 days or so before the Real Madrid game in the Champions League. Zinedine Zidane says he's planning to give his players a bit of time away, a bit of a rest. Have you thought yet about your schedule? Are you likely to give your players a rest, do you think, after this intense period?
No. We will have 2 days after the game against Watford. But after Watford game, we'll make 2 weeks to training sessions.
And just finally, how do you get back into the rhythm for your team? Is it about a more consistent lineup, or are you going to keep the rotation and try and find players that are going to play themselves into form? Because you've spoken about just losing that rhythm a little bit.
These 2 games?
Yes, and ahead of obviously Real Madrid.
No, we are going to make some changes. Some players played semi-final against Arsenal is going to play. Well, we will see. But we are going to play, I think, the next 2 games. I would try to let them play all of them. I would try. We will see what happens.
Thank you.
Ian, if we can come to you, please, mate.
Hello, Pep. I just wonder what you've made of the situation at Watford, changing the manager with just 2 games left.
Well, obviously it's not easy for me to talk about this. Of course, I respect the decisions. All I can say, before the lockdown, what Nigel has done it was incredible. Amount of points and the results they got when they were on the bottom, desperate. But after that, I don't know what happened. Respect the decisions for the club, of course. Wish him, Nigel, all the best. Was an experienced manager here in England. Have done incredible well in the past and this period in Watford. But I don't know the reason why the decisions. And obviously, I'm not the right person to talk about this.
What about your preparation for the game then, Pep? How do you go about preparing to face a team who's just changed the manager? Maybe they'll change formation. Maybe they'll change selection. Maybe they'll change the way they play.
Make easy our job. We don't have to watch games against Arsenal, Watford, because I don't know the system we're going to use, that we're going to play. So we cannot help the players. So the players, they have to solve the situations for themselves. After 5, 10 or 15 minutes, we'll know exactly what they thought to play against us. And just focus a little bit the quality, individual quality that the players at Watford, especially up front, they have.
Will you not even look at Hayden Mullin's previous games that he had as caretaker manager then?
No. We're going to, we ask now. We know. We didn't know yesterday what will be the manager. I know is under 23. We're going maybe to find some ideas what they have done win the second team, but obviously I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow.
Thank you, Pat.
Welcome.
Simon from the BBC, please, guys.
Pep, just on Bielsa, can you tell me what he means to you, what influence he's been on you, how you view his coaching?
Listen to me?
No.
No?
You're good now. You're good now.
Yeah. Sorry. So I was not his player, so it's difficult for me to talk about him not being there. But I know the reference and the influence for 1,000 million players that they were with him and an opinion. But I'm lucky to sometimes have the opportunity to talk to him, to see him. And I think for the world football, with his ethics, with his behavior, with the special way he plays, is an authentic manager, because no other manager in the world can play the way he plays. You can learn a lot about his own style. His product, his final product is always incredible personal. Don't imitate him. No one can imitate him. And that makes him feel so special. And I'm thinking, honestly, for the it's my personal opinion, for the English football, will be incredible to be in the Premier League next season and learn about him, his teams, the way he played.
It's interesting you say that, because Johan Cruyff won major trophies. You've won major trophies. Bielsa's not won the same trophies, but see, people have a lot of reverence for him.
That means more than the titles you can win. Win the titles always help you to have more jobs. Maybe you have job the next season. But when at the end of your life, when you remember, is not the titles you won. What you remember are the memories you had with the teams you were, with the players you had, or who you could give them. So I have the memories as a football player. The manager would teach me a lot, not the titles I won as a manager or as a football player, because the day after is already forgotten. It's the same way. You spend a bad night after Arsenal game, but the day after is forgotten. And when you win a title, it's completely the same. You are happy that night, but the day after is forgotten. And what you remember is the experiences, the memories, the good moments you had with your players, with your managers you had. And I think Marcelo is in the top of the list of this, absolutely the top of the list. And that's why. So, because the knowledge you have as a manager is not depends on the results you have. The knowledge is the knowledge. And also, not only the players can know your capacity as a manager, because the media and even the people judge about the results. But the managers, the players, judge the managers through the knowledge that the manager has. And I think no doubts about the quality of this manager, Marcelo Bielsa, about his knowledge through the comments, the experiences, the players, they were with him.
Thank you.
Welcome.
James from TalkSport, please, guys.
Pep, are you happy with the response you've seen from your players to Saturday night's defeat at Wembley?
I didn't see them this 2 days match, so I don't know.
How do you want them to respond to the game?
Be ourselves.
You beat Watford 8-0 at home earlier on this season.
One century ago.
How close do you think you are to replicating that type of performance?
1 century ago. It's impossible to replicate this.
But do you think you can match that type of performance before the end of the season?
Or even one reference about that game. The manager was different. In that moment, we were playing to win the Premier League. Now he has already done. They played to survive. In that moment, was different. So if we would play right now against Arsenal, the game would be different. So we cannot compare about this.
And just finally from me, you're nearing the end of your 5th season as a Premier League manager. How do you think the division and the style of play in the division has changed in that time?
I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the Premier League. I learned a lot of myself, the players we had. And every game is an experience, and learn about the opponents, about your team. So no doubts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
John Farrell, please, guys.
Hi, Pep. You just mentioned then you're coming to the end of your 4th season in charge. It's the first time you've done 4 seasons at a club since Barcelona in 2011-12. That was a year when Real Madrid got lots of points to win the league. You maybe dropped more points than in other seasons. There were political things off the field. I might be finding too many comparisons there, but are there particular challenges when you've been at a club, for you and for the players, when you've been in the same job for so long? Have you found sort of similar difficulties this season as towards the end at Barcelona? Is it tougher the longer it goes on?
as much you are with one team, you have an advantage, the positive things, but in the same time, after win a lot, you have sometimes a little bit difficulties to handle the situation. So, but I'm so excited for the end of these 2 weeks we have ahead for preparing, especially Madrid game, and at the same time excited for the next season. So the moment I will lose this excitement or this fire still I have inside of me to after victories and defeats will not be a problem.
As Simon mentioned, Marcelo, who famously doesn't spend a lot of time at many clubs. He maybe does 1 year, 2 year. For coaches of Marcelo's style and maybe of your style as well, is that the challenge to be intense but always keep the players sort of on board with the message? Is that the biggest challenge?
Yeah, but at the same time, for myself, I'm talking for myself and for Marcelo. For myself, also is a challenge for me. I've never been five years in one club. And also it's a challenge for me to prove myself to see am I able to maintain the level that we had in the previous seasons. So, and in one world that everyone sack everyone, so the managers to keep in the job for a long time is so difficult because you just take a look, all the clubs before in England was an exception, but now it's not anymore. So it depends on the results, and the fifth season make me so proud for our staff, our backroom staff, our players. They helped me to be here fifth season. So the managers depend on the results. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me how we're going to react with almost a lot of players together, maintain this level.